I have albinism, I'm legally blind, and this is why using a pair of tongs is nearly impossible.
I'll fess up now that I've just come back from holiday to Sweden. I was embracing the Swedish breakfast. I was putting all the meatballs on my plate with the tongs. I dropped loads of them on the floor, so I just kicked them onto the table.
Excellent. Good reflexes. I suspect most people will be pinging those meatballs all over the place. They probably recycle them, to be fair. It's probably ones you got the next day.
Yeah, they were probably yesterday's floor ones that I was eating.
Yeah, floor meatballs.
Why is it so hard to use a pair of tongs? Go.
Wow. I think probably what it is that when you're using tongs, you're squeezing one end right and the other end moves a little bit, which is not very much. You've got to then line up that gap with something in 3D space. So up and down, you've got to get right. Side to side, you've got to get right. And then forward and back, you've got to get right. And then you've got to be able to see the tongs enough to be able to squeeze them without either crushing the thing you're trying to pick up or just making sure that you've actually closed it completely. So in terms of visual demand, there's quite a lot of stuff there to do. It's a bit like trying to use one of those, those grabber things at the fair where you try and pick up a whatever. It's about that 3D space thing and controlling the close. So actually, from a visual task point of view, it's quite a hard thing to do. So it does make sense. The other thing, I suppose, softer things impacting there are A, you've just woken up. B, it's probably some bright, horribly lit buffet type area. And C, you're probably a little bit stressed because there's people milling around, bumping your shoulders. You're trying not to be greedy. You're trying not to grab the thing and throw it on the floor.
You're doing it as well, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So you've got performance anxiety. I should think it's probably a combination of all those things. It's fundamentally, to be honest, quite a difficult thing to do in 3D space. And people with nystagmus and albinism will generally struggle with depth perception anyway. We know about that. But also vision is lower and then all those other things. Yeah.
And then the other thing is, like, do you remember when you were a kid, that game, Operation? You got the little thingies, haven't you? The little tweezers. And then you have to tweezer the body parts out without lighting up the patient's nose. Yeah. Literally, I think I never ever got one of those single body parts out of the thingy ever.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, to be fair, if you had to design something to be difficult for someone who's A, visually impaired, B, got nystagmus, C, trying to use 3D space and judge distance, that's not far off what you'd design to make something as hard as possible for you.
But I guess what I could have done is I could have tweezed the meatballs and put them in the holes of the operation game, and I might be all right with that.
Yeah, surprisingly, that's exactly what we do in surgery quite a lot of the time.
Reminds me never to go and have surgery with you. Ever.
Yeah, liberal use of meatballs.